Tonight on NAIT NewsWatch.
We take a look into the life of a little boy with autism.
And the minute that the words, yes, he has autism spectrum disorder, came out of her mouth, it was life-changing.
We dig deeper into the symptoms of a mental illness.
It's all ranges, there isn't an average. I mean, if I averaged it out, that wouldn't really give you an accurate sense of the people that I see.
And an unconventional treatment for a chronic disease.
Think about the worst flu you've ever had. That's what it's like.
NewsWatch starts now.
Hello and welcome to NAIT NewsWatch Extra.
NAIT NewsWatch Extra is a show where we take a more in-depth look at stories in our community.
These are stories that we've been working on all semester, and we are very excited to share them with you.
These stories range from news, health, and entertainment-related topics.
Autism is a disorder that is difficult for many to understand.
Our very own Morgan Black reports on one of these families' journeys, from their challenges to successes.
Radio. Tyler Oak is 4 years old. His favorite color is blue. He loves to play on the trampoline with his big sister Ella, and he always has a smile on his face.
I got new.
Tyler also has autism, a neurological disorder that affects the way his brain processes information.
And the minute that the words, yes, he has autism spectrum disorder, came out of her mouth, it was life-changing.
Diagnosed at 2.5, his family found solace at the Myers Center, dedicated to advocating and educating the community, as well as providing treatment to kids with autism. The Myers Center is the first of its kind in Edmonton. Established in 2012. It is a great place for families to bring their kids and learn skills that they can take with them for the rest of their lives. With its cutting-edge therapy, it has become a safe haven for families.
There's not necessarily a complete understanding of what autism is. People know the word now, which is great, and we're making progress, but there's still a lack of understanding of exactly what that means.
Autism is more prevalent in the world than ever before. 1 in 88 children are diagnosed with autism each year, and it is found in 1 in 56 boys. It is as diverse as the children living with it are themselves. Tyler struggles with sensitivity to certain types of food, as well as a verbal delay. His problem-solving skills, however, are well above his age group.
Tyler, what do you like about
We have implemented lots of supports and lots of teamwork, and because of the early intervention at such a young age, I feel like he's grown and expanded so much.
We are gonna win.
Since starting at the Myers Center, Tyler has gone from an introvert to a vibrant and personable little boy, making many friends at school. He also keeps busy with sport ball, hockey, and swimming, all unaided and unparented.
And Woody.
This is part of who Ty is, and I wouldn't change Tyler for all the money in the world. I love him just how he is, and this is Tyler.
With more progress every day from Tyler, and with resources like the Myers Center surrounding him, there is no doubt that Tyler will continue to reach his developmental goals and will grow up to be a wonderful young man. Morgan Black, NAIT NewsWatch. Depression is one of the most common illnesses known today.
But many people don't know that they're suffering with this mental illness. Our Jeffrey Howard has more on this story.
Depression is one of the most common illnesses in the world today. Many people have it, but sometimes they don't even know they have it until later on in their life. But there are 10 symptoms that can help you realize that you might have depression. Some of these symptoms are ongoing sadness, loss of interest, feeling hopeless, worthless, or guilty, and the worst, thinking suicidal thoughts, just to name a few of the symptoms. If you have some of these symptoms, you should head to your local doctor to find out what can help you. If you feel embarrassed, shy, or anything like that, just know that this happens to everyone in nearly any age group.
Basically, I'm saying it's all ranges, there isn't an average. I mean, if I averaged it out, that wouldn't really give you an accurate sense of the people that I see, because the average age might be 35, but I see people in their 60s, and as I said, I see people in their teens as well.
Depression is a family trait sometimes, so if someone in your family has it, there's a chance that you may have it as well. The best way to deal with depression is with therapy and/or medicine. 80% of the people who try it this way get cured of their depression. The medicine will take around half a year to a year to help you, while therapy has no real set time frame. But if you feel like a therapist will try to pry into your life, they won't.
It's really just trying to get somebody to start talking about what they're thinking and what they're feeling in their everyday lives, because the basis of depression is really the thoughts and feelings that they have. People who have depression tend to have quite strong negative thoughts.
Many people won't talk to other people about their depression and will keep it bottled up inside them. But the longer you do that, the worse it can get and make your life harder for you in the future. An important thing to remember while you're dealing with depression is to make sure to find something that you like or enjoy doing. Otherwise, you'll feel like you're in a rut until you do something about it. Sometimes the best way to deal with it is to find someone else with depression and ask them how they deal with it or for advice.
Something that you enjoy doing. Like it might seem like a silly, mundane task like mowing the lawn, but if you find something that you really enjoy doing, like there's a lot of little things that make life worthwhile.
So if you have depression or you think you may have depression, the best way to deal with it is as fast as you can so it doesn't affect your life. Jeffrey Howard, NAIT NewsWatch.
Humans have been expressing themselves through sound and music for thousands of years.
And for one Edmontonian, sound is helping her in an unconventional way to treat a chronic illness. Nicole Murphy has more.
Sherry Schumacher has battled with the ups and downs of Crohn's disease for around 30 years. This illness has affected many members of her family, including a brother who passed away.
Think about the worst flu you've ever had. That's what it's like.
Over the years, she has tried different ways to deal with illness and most recently turned to sound and energetic healing. This Eastern philosophy of holistic healing uses different intervals of vibration and sound to help balance bodily systems.
Things like acupuncture and maybe massage therapy and things like that were a little bit new in the beginning, and people were like, what's that all about? I think sound healing is kind of in that place right now.
Sherry says these treatments have reduced her pain by 70 to 80%.
I've gotten more energy, and I just feel like it's just going upward all the time.
Although sound energetic healing is not yet recognized by Alberta Health Services, other Eastern practices, such as acupuncture, have been gaining in popularity over the last few decades.
Acupuncture doesn't heal anyone. That's the first thing I'd like everybody to know, is that it doesn't. But everyone's body has the ability and the capacity to self-regenerate and heal itself.
Engaging pressure points on the body with either heat, vibration, or needles can help increase circulation of oxygen and blood throughout the body.
Sound therapy, yeah, it will have a therapeutic impact for sure. I totally see that.
However, holistic practitioners believe the balance between Eastern and Western medicine is important.
I go to my doctor, obviously, but I also seek out other forms of information and healing for myself as well.
There's room for both. You've got the best of both worlds.
After talking to her doctor, Sherry is expected to be off her medication completely within the next few months.
Search for things. Something, each thing's connect with different people in different ways. And be open to try things. Be open to try, because you never know what might trigger some healing for you.
Nicole Murphy, NAIT NewsWatch Extra.
Coming up after the break, a new way to stay healthy, active, and fit while sitting in your desk at work.
For every 50 or 60 minutes that you're sitting down, you should get up and take a break of 3 to 5 minutes and move around.
We meet a dance troupe that wants to encourage kids to stay off the streets and out of trouble.
And that's what hip-hop's all about. It's all about peace, love, unity, and having fun. And in this part of the city, you see people from different demographics, different social economic classes, and it's all about having fun. And so what better to have fun than having live music and dancers and coming to a place where you're not being judged.
And some local talent hops on a plane to help those in need and to spread the love of dance.
And then when we got to the Dominican, we also got to spread a little bit of the arts there as well. So we taught little dance lessons, we performed for them, we had sing-outs, we had all sorts of things going on. So we got to spread the arts in the Dominican and back home as well.
Many people find it difficult in their everyday busy lives to incorporate working out and staying fit.
And health officials are concerned this could lead to long-term problems. But there's a new method of working out while keeping busy. Our Andre DeRoche has more on the story.
You wouldn't think that the one thing you do for the majority of your day would kill you. Health officials say sitting for long periods of time will eventually shorten your life expectancy. One would think bad posture is the worst outcome, but obesity, heart diseases, strokes, and depression are all negative results of sitting and being inactive. Dr. James Talbot says getting out of an inactive lifestyle will mean you'll feel better and prevent your chances of getting any chronic disease.
You know, for every 50 or 60 minutes that you're sitting down, you should get up and take a break of 3 to 5 minutes and move around. That doesn't count what I was saying earlier, that you should be getting 150 minutes of moderate exercise a day. So both strategies, trying to limit the stretches in which you're sitting down and inactive, and at the same time making sure you get moderate exercise, is a good way to prevent getting those chronic diseases.
Although for some people, it's not entirely easy to find time to go to the gym when you're locked at your workstation for the majority of the day.
More and more people are incorporating things like medicine balls, sit-stand desks, and even treadmills at their desk to help incorporate more movement in their day. These strategies help relieve stress on the body that's caused by prolonged sitting.
Maya Osland introduced a sit-stand desk in her office during her first pregnancy 5 years ago. Due to promising results, Maya refuses to go back to a regular desk.
For me, it seemed to be that midway through the day, my hips would get sore, my back would get sore, no matter which chair I was sitting in, and it actually just didn't matter. So what I needed to do was just be able to stand and change my posture. So what ended up happening was really by the end of the day, I was actually physically a lot less tired.
Maya encourages these physical strategies in any work environment, but stresses not to forget to include moderate exercises as well.
The bottom line is you do need to incorporate more activity into your life. So whether it's having walking meetings or standing meetings, whether you use something like a treadmill at work.
Human bodies are built to move. Involving movement in your day is critical, but you have to find a way that best suits you.
Andre Desrochers, NAIT NewsWatch Extra.
An innovative group helps to keep kids off the streets and out of trouble.
Dexter Waddy takes a look at a new DJ and dance event for the youth in Edmonton.
An urban initiative aimed towards inner city kids is painting our city in a different light. Matthew Wood and his crew started Cypher Wild YEG a few years ago and haven't looked back since. Part B-boy, part DJ, part MC, Wood, who goes by DJ Creation, is hoping the effects of his hard work are felt throughout the community.
Our hopes are basically just build more leaders, man. You can see it. If you go out there, you can see amazing dancers from kids who are 5 years old to even adults that are plus 40 that are getting down. And it's our way to inspire, to be inspired, you know?
Amidst a burgeoning hip-hop scene, Cypher Wild aims to be different. Much more than a weekly showcase of MC and B-boy skills, Cypher Wild is building a community within the urban community. Both a place for artists to express themselves in their craft, and somewhere for friends to hang out after school, Cypher Wild draws from the positive core elements of hip-hop and its accompanying culture in an attempt to create a safe after-school environment.
Especially our youth today, they feel that they gotta fit in and they gotta, drink or do certain things to fit in. But right here is a good example that is you could do things without doing those kind of things. And you could have fun without doing drugs or drinking.
With emphases on positivity and creativity, Cypher Wild welcomes people of all walks of life to step onto the checkered mat despite their age or particular skill level.
And that's what hip-hop's all about. It's all about peace, love, unity, and having fun. And in this part of the city, you see people from different demographics, different social economic classes, and it's all about having fun. And so what better to have fun than having live music and dancers and coming to a place where you're not being judged. And I think that's really important.
The Cypher Wild crew displays their passion every week and are working to continue to grow the event based off their past successes.
HNL is a whole nother level, is take whatever you love doing, whether it be music, dance, art, poetry, is find a way to use your craft, your art, to uplift your community.
Cypher Wild will be taking place during the winter at the Creative Clubhouse on Thursdays from 6 to 9 p.m. Events such as Cypher Wild encourage kids to engage in positive activities as well as stay off of the streets and out of trouble. Dexter Waddy, NAIT NewsWatch.
A local dynamic group comes together to perform their way to the Dominican Republic.
They're raising awareness and building dreams. Our Andre Dorche has more on the story.
1 and 2. There you go, Kelsey.
Local dancer and dance teacher Kelsey Tukey went on her first humanitarian trip to the Dominican Republic with Canadian organization Live Different 3 summers ago. After falling in love with the people of Nuevo Renacer, Kelsey gathered her friends in the arts community to raise awareness and begin fundraising initiatives.
We were able to raise awareness and we were able to bring in a benefit concert. We did 2 benefit concerts last year where we were able to bring all local performers, dancers, singers, everything in between, together for evenings of entertainment.
Kelsey, along with the help of the Edmonton arts community, were able to raise enough money through benefit concerts to build 4 homes for 4 grateful families in Nuevo Renacer in the past 2 years.
When I dreamt of what we could do with Hero Holiday, I dreamt of lives like that, where they would come in and experience something, but they'd return differently. So there's something tangible that happens in the community, but there's something so incredible that happens, the exponential things and possibilities that happen when our volunteers return to Canada, and how they can get involved and how they can generate awareness and attention around how they can make a difference globally.
Building Dreams is Kelsey's main annual benefit concert, where she and her volunteers are able to collect the majority of funds to cover volunteer and home costs.
Everybody that you meet has an original.
Local singer and Building Dreams volunteer Sean Sonego was inspired by the families he had met, and it encouraged him to raise awareness his own way by composing music.
Throughout the whole week that we were there, we were able to communicate with the citizens there through what we were passionate about. So it was really cool because there'd be kids coming up to me with iPods and trying to show me some of the tunes that they were making and the beats that they were making. And it was so sweet because even though there's a language barrier there, there's still a connection in music.
We also got to spread a little bit of the arts there as well. So we taught little dance lessons, we performed for them, we had sing-outs, we had all sorts of things going on.
Kelsey's 3rd annual Building Dreams benefit concert and silent auction will happen at Festival Place Theatre in Sherwood Park, January 17th. Go to Ticketmaster for ticket information or contact buildingdreamsbenefit@gmail.com to find other ways to support. Audrey Desrochers, NAIT NewsWatch Extra.
Still ahead on NAIT NewsWatch Extra, a unique school in Edmonton gives kids of all ages a chance to work together to light up the main stage.
Always comes down to the people, that there's a certain type of energy that our students have, and if they don't have it when they get here, they have it by the time they leave.
We take a trip back in time for a chance to rock out at the dinner table.
A history of rock and roll, right? We start in the 1920s, and we roll you through the origins.
And the magic of mind reading comes to NAIT for a one-night performance.
Mind to Mind got started as a unit probably in about 2003. Before that, we were working under a working title called ESP Magic.
Haircut and color provided by Ivory Noir, Edmonton's first color correction salon. There aren't many schools in Edmonton that have kindergarten to grade 12 all under the same roof.
With such a diversity of age, one local performing arts school creates a supportive learning environment, not only on the main stage, but in the hallways as well.
Nicole Murphy has more on the story.
So imagine yourself over there as if in some kind of theatrical...
Chase Jeffels has gone to Victoria School of Performing and Visual Arts since grade 9. Now about to graduate high school, he talks about interacting with the younger students.
Well, we talk to them first because, it's hard for them to approach us
because we're taller or a little more mature, but so just to talk to them is what we need to do to get them comfortable and make them feel welcome and joke around with them and that.
The school attracts kids who are passionate to create and brings the arts to everyday life, not just in extracurricular activities.
Our kids have so many opportunities to create, not just in audition shows like this, but in their arts classes and in their academic classes. They're taught to be creative and to think differently about math and science and the humanities.
Grade 7 student Zach Bellward is new to the school this year.
The teachers are really good here. They and all the teachers teach in an artsy way.
Both Zach and Chase were cast in the musical performance of Beauty and the Beast, working closely together on the big production.
It's like a family. It's like a big family, and we all become really close.
Because we all just seem to fit in together.
Students and instructors spend around 125 hours practicing together before moving into the theater. Good communication and interaction is important when spending so much time together.
It always comes down to the people, that there's a certain type of energy that our students have, and if they don't have it when they get here, they have it by the time they leave. That Vic teaches you to be open-minded and caring, and that we together take risks and we create together, and I think there's real power when we create something together.
The people are just amazing here, and it's just them in my life every day. It just makes it great.
Although Chase has a leading role, he understands a great show is about teamwork.
I'm just excited to show everyone the story and how talented everyone is in there.
Nicole Murphy, NAIT NewsWatch Extra.
There are many places in Edmonton where you can go to enjoy a great meal.
But our Rachel Prazak takes us to a place where you can not only enjoy a great meal, but see a rockin' show as well.
The Mayfield Dinner Theatre is proud to present their latest production, The History of Rock and Roll, Stars and Stripes. This year's holiday season show pays tribute to the origins and the legends of rock and roll.
A history of rock and roll, right? We start in the 1920s, and we roll you through the origins, right? The different styles of music, right? We touch on some gospel and some old school blues, right? Which melds into some of that boogie band and into the country, right? And it's just like, it's a really neat weaving of styles, right? Which all created rock and roll, right, as we know it today. So it's so I help guide you through the story.
The multi-talented cast of the Legends of Rock and Roll, Stars and Stripes have all performed in a various amount of musical theater plays. In this production, each of the performers play many different rock and roll legends through the many eras of rock. All of the performers and the production crew dedicate their lives and their time to making the show the best it can be for the viewer's pleasure.
About 3 weeks before, working a few hours a day, so 50 hours before I even meet the people, and then we do 6 days a week, 8 hours a day, 2 weeks, and then...
Whether you were born in the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, or the 90s, the performers will have you up on your feet singing along to the most popular rock songs throughout the whole show.
Just let me hear some of that rock and roll music.
Our job is to, when people come in to see the show, they may have had a really bad day, they might have had a really great day, they might be tired, but that we can take that couple of hours for them and take them away from everything that they have to deal with or that they've been thinking about through the day, and give them a show, give them a night where they can just escape into something, have a good time, and leave feeling good and just,
The energy the cast gives off is electric and contagious. Walking out of the theater after the show, everyone has the biggest smiles on their faces, which is ultimately the greatest payoff for the performers. The History of Rock and Roll, Stars and Stripes is now playing until February 2nd, 2014.
Boundaries can be crossed when it comes to knowing what somebody else is feeling and thinking.
One Edmonton couple shows us what mind reading is really about. Our Kirsten Green has more on the story.
This is our whole show. Right.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Arlie Davis and Jen Gabriel are a local couple who specialize in mind reading. Whether it's for a big or a small audience, they know how to keep an audience constantly entertained and interested.
My name is Arlie Davis,
And I'm Jen Gabriel.
and we are Mind to Mind.
Arlie and Jen, otherwise known as Mind to Mind, have been performing for around 10 years.
Mind to Mind got started as a unit probably in about 2003. Before that, we were working under a working title called ESP Magic.
When it comes to mind reading, Mind to Mind wants people to be able to distinguish what it actually means compared to what it means to the public.
First question that we wanted to start with was the definition of mind reading. Mind reading, as we know it, is a method of communication. Mind reading, as the general public knows it, is something that's a little more hard to define.
Mind to Mind took the time in late November 2013 to come perform at NAIT's television studio. Every audience member had the opportunity to participate. They started off with revealing the serial number on an audience member's $5 bill.
Hold it so that the serial number is face down so that I can't see it, because that's the key part.
904859.
There we have it. Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause. Oh,
After their successful first mind reading trick that wowed the audience, they had a couple volunteer that proved to the audience that it's possible to communicate well enough to read someone's mind.
scroll down, find a word. Yes. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Wallpaper?
Craig?
That's correct.
Audience members and friends are entertained and kept on their toes with any performance from Mind to Mind.
They're always funny, they're always entertaining, and it's always interesting to see how they interact with the audience member.
Mind to Mind has a specific goal in mind when performing in front of any audience.
What we're trying to do is generate that sense of wonder that happens in adults that we seem to lose as we get older.
This local couple performs all over Alberta at small and big events for various festivals. Attending one of their shows will surely keep you entertained and have you feeling like a kid again. Kirsten Green, NAIT NewsWatch Extra.
We've had an incredible past 3 months taking a deeper look into our community stories.
And we've met some amazing Edmontonians and been to a lot of fun events.
Thank you for tuning in to this year's NAIT NewsWatch and NAIT NewsWatch Extra.
We hope to see you in the new year with a brand new cast and crew. Have a good evening.